All right, so after a bit of fiddling, this collar right in here rides up and down on the spindle. It was in the wrong spot. So right now, as I push down, that unlocks this. Now if I've got my tool up in there, I'm gonna get her just set to where I'm minimizing stick out but not grabbing by the flutes. And now, check this out. I'm gonna take this, and there's a pop. You adjust the tension here by turning this tighter and looser, and the goal is to get to where there's a cam action that actually kind of comes up over the shoulder on this collet, grabs it and goes kunk, pulls it in real tight. So that is just that fast. So check this out. I'm gonna push it down with my right hand. You can't see, I just unlocked. We're free. I can pop in a new tool and I can go pop that in. There's no getting that out of there. We are spun up, good to go. Now, I only have some rusty junk half cut through old steel around to run this with. So we are going to manually crank this around. I'm gonna try to manually get this set up as close as I can just by eye. And of course, the DRO seems to only work in the X. Not quite ideal, but a lot better than nothing. So by eye, that's roughly zeroed. So I'm going to zero that out. We will investigate the Y later. Obviously, I am floating up above right now, so I'm gonna see how close I can get to just kissing that off. Right about there. We'll pull her back just a hair. And we will crank her off this way. Right now we are taking a way too heavy a bite. We want to be about 2/3, so we are going to pull that way over to about here. And I'm going to raise that that's about zeroed. And I just zeroed this collar out here with the good old set screw there. Maybe I'll end up getting us DRO for real at some point here, but until then, wow, this is tricky to do with one hand. Close enough. All right, we're gonna bring it up 100 thousandths. And I suspect that somewhere there's a power feed for this because it has this clutch going on. I'm actually feeling a little scared, so I'm just gonna do 50. Just because I haven't done steel on this guy at all. Frankly, I took a light pass on some aluminum and called that good. All right, so we are in 2.4 inches per minute. We are set up here. We're in high gear. This changes gear high-low. We're in high gear. We're sitting at about 1,300 RPM. Frankly, that's a little high for this, so I'm gonna bring that down. We'll go about there. We'll call it good. All right, so ideally, feed motor. Nice. Spindle. We're up and running. And we're just gonna hand feed this in nice and slow. Wow, that's working fantastic. All right, I'm gonna back up. That's given a decent surface finish. I'm gonna try throwing her in the, that's way too slow. So you change the feed rate down here on the power feed. We're gonna throw her in. And I've got my hand right on her because I'm scared. We're gonna see what we can do. So 5/8 shank and mill. Ooh. We are cutting like butter. Those are some baby little chips. I'm gonna back her off. I'm gonna see if I can't go a little bit more aggressive here. We're gonna take her from 5.5 to 9 inches per minute. We've got 4 flutes in this cutter. This should be no problem. Look at that. So I do have a coolant mister. It requires air. And frankly, I just don't have the air set up to it yet. So we're gonna call that probably good there. I'm gonna turn off the power feed. I'm going to advance that in by hand. Getting a little bit of weird chatter on account of that's most of the way plasma cut through. We're just gonna run it back the other way. You can kind of see what's causing it. That doesn't sound lovely, honestly. Not the world's most rigid setup right there. So we're into our negatives here. I'm gonna bring her back down to about 7. And I'm gonna pull her back the other way till we're about eyeballed in that 2/3 range. We're gonna go a little bit more aggressive on this one up to 100 thou. We've got a little bit of vibration, but frankly, those chips are looking real nice. We'll have a look at this surface finish in a minute here, but this is sounding and feeling pretty darn nice. Ooh, look at those chips. Just a little bit of bluing. I think we're going a little hard. Getting a little chip weld going on there. Oh, but she cuts nice by hand. And we're just gonna shut her down.